Here we go. Episode 3. The Merman is in Stockholm, boots on the ground, not in his regular studio, ripping it up. And we're here with Chicklets Game Notes Merles, presented by Big Deal Brewing. That beautiful golden ale. Once it hits your lips, once you get her going, you know it's on. There's a t-shirt right there by Merles. Welcome, Merles. Unbelievable where you're at right now. Tell us what is going on and what we're looking forward to. The chat is filling up. Subscribe to our Chicklets YouTube page, please. We're getting those numbers through the roof. Likely all because of Game Notes. As you saw, too, Merles, Game Notes. Do you see that thing? Number 2 on the hockey podcast list, right behind the mothership, Spittin' Chicklets. So congratulations to all of us, everyone involved. Amazing stuff.
It's one of my buddies that runs that account, so he just put us number 2.
Yeah, where do we find that account? Who made that? How do we
I don't know? But yeah, I'm down in Stockholm, so a little different background. I don't know how good my picture is. Hope I look good. I got the Swedish haircut. I had to get ready for these games, and I'm real excited for the game. I'm heading over there as soon as this is done. I'm boots on the ground.
Yeah,
gonna try to find some fans.
Loving it.
I put some fans. I said, hey, bring that extra suitcase full of Big Deal brew for me. I need one. I got one left. I need more. So hopefully meet some fans over there with some Big Deal brew. They snuck into the country.
Attaboy. Yeah, and you got the media credential, right? Are you like legit? Are you going to be like, hey, Matt Murley, Game Notes when you're doing like
yeah, I'm gonna try to get into the media scrum after the game. And Merles from Game Notes, what's the best thing you've had in Sweden so far? Did you read the blog?
Yeah, that blog was unbelievable. If you haven't checked out the blog, if you're tuning in, is anyone on the chat in Stockholm right now going to these games? Any fans? Hit us up. G will throw you in there. Read Merles' blog because it's a what to do, where to go, what to eat, how to prepare. Singsy's in. Let's go, Singsy.
Oh, thanks, Singsy.
Yeah, got the hair done. Attaboy. I got my hair done in Columbus the other day on the road. I had to go. I just got her done. You know when you just get out of shape like that, the hair just is you need something.
Well, that's a little trick of the pros, guys out there listening. If you're feeling a little overweight, just shave and get the haircut. Yeah. Drop 10 pounds just like that.
Yeah, you look way younger, hey?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I shaved my little teen stash. You got the little beard going. Where's G? Is G here? G doesn't want to come on much. G took the red eye home from California last night. He was living the good life out in Cali with the boys on an epic trip out there. A little meet and greet, bottle signing, couple Sandbaggers in the bag. And he took the red eye home. Trip.
One of my buddies from like Sundsvall that lives in California goes and meets Whit, has a couple shots of Pink Whitney with him. And then the other day, the same guy, Joachim, he's out golfing with Leo Carlson. This guy is just all over the NHL right now. And I don't know how he's doing it all from California.
I met that guy. What's his name? Joachim, your buddy?
Joachim, yeah.
He's a beauty. He came to the opening night. He came to Bedard opening night and was doing the Carlson first game with the Pens thing. Eric Carlson, who, by the way, is on fire. Don't even get me going. I know G doesn't want to.
That's Henrik Sjoberg.
Oh, that's Henrik,
the reporter. Yeah, he's here. He's here in Stockholm. I'm going to meet up with him before the game.
There he is. Your buddy was an absolute legend. It was just one of those things that was so shocking when he's like, "I'm buddies with Merle," and you're like, "Yeah, sure you are." And he's like, "No, I'm actually friends with him from Sweden."
So I took him to Vegas, him and this other guy, Anton, and they'd never played craps before because craps isn't a game here. And I was sitting there. This is so funny. I've told this story 100 times. I was in just a T-shirt and my bathing suit because I went to get pizza for everybody, the girls and those guys at the pool. While I'm waiting for the pizza to get made, I sat up at the craps table, like 20 minutes waiting for the pizza. I didn't leave for 8 hours. I played all night in my swimsuit and my shirt. I was paying the waitress $100 to go get me a new shirt because I was sweating through the other one. I had Bailey coffee stains on it, beer stains. And these guys had never played. That guy Joachim rolled for like an hour and a half.
Those are the best guys.
He's like, how do you lose at this game? Like, shut up and just roll the dice, dude. Just shut up. And he had this like little tight, you know how they all have those little tight suit coats on? So he's rolling the dice. Yeah. He can't get them down the table. They're landing in the middle of the table, hard six. And they're like, dude, you got to hit the back. And we're like,
jacket's too tight. He couldn't throw. Is that right?
Yeah, you know the Swedes.
Oh yeah, they love the tight fit. They love the tight fit. How you feeling though, G? Just red-eyed back. Red eye's a killer. That'll take like a year off your life. I think you lost a year.
Yeah, and I don't get the first class treatment like the rest of you guys. So I was in
grinding.
The second to last row. On the way there, I was middle seat, which was brutal, but I got a window seat this time, which was nice. Didn't sleep much, so it was tough. But Things are going good. I'm very happy right now. Chicklets University dropped last night. It was a very successful launch. Shout out to UMass. Shout out to Coach Carvel. Shout out to everyone that shared and watched it.
That was awesome.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Things are going good though right now. I'm a little gassed. But we had a super productive trip. 2 Sandbaggers, 3 interviews, 2 meet and greets. It was a fun Cali trip.
Boy, yeah. I see people all over the chat loving Chicklets U. So great job with that. I'm looking forward to more of that, more visits, more schools. Do you have those shoes? Those shoes were sick that he gave you. You got to find those shoes. Those were just legit. Merles, we don't get shit like that. Why don't we get shit like that?
I'm just happy with booze. Give me the
there.
booze.
Move it over a bit. Look at the logo on the back.
Nice.
Those are sick. UMass, way to go. Way to show
Shout
our
out
boy
Custom
G some
Kicks.
love.
By the way, I think the secret to Cale Makar was a couple secrets of Cale Makar were given away in that Chicklets University. So if you're a Makar guy or an Avs guy, you're gonna want to watch that. There's a couple things if you watch closely that are very interesting. I don't want to give it away. Go watch it.
Like, subscribe, give us a comment, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, we got a Puzo grinding in the back. Way to go, Sean. Thanks as always. Good job, G. We love you. Thanks for making it back in time.
I want to move over, Army. I want to get to the recap of last week's show.
Yeah, let's go.
I hit the play of the week finally. It was the Red Wings. Absolute roller coaster ride. They get 2 right away. I'm laughing. All of a sudden they're down 3-2. I'm ready to smash my TV. They come back. They deliver for us. So we're back. We're 1-1 on the year. Play of the week. But I really liked my other 2 games on Thursday. That one was the Bruins game. I told you my brother and his family were going down. They pumped. They won 5-2. They end up in the locker room after the game. They get all the guys' autographs. And I'm going to give another little tip to the pros out there. So my 2 little nephews, they know how everybody makes the signs now. Like, hey, it's my first Bruins game. Give me a puck, right? You know those?
Yeah.
Army. He's just looking right through me as he's staring
No,
down
you get
the
a
chat.
puck first game, yeah.
So he's got these signs, and the one is obsessed with pasta, so there's no talking him out of pasta. And the other one was going to do Marchand. And I was like, buddy, I'm like, everybody's going with a Marchand or a pasta. I'm like, go off the grid a little bit. So he does DeBrusque. And doesn't DeBrusque lock eyes with him in warm-up, throws him the puck. He gets the puck, ends up meeting him after the game. DeBrusque like, yeah, I remember you from warm-ups. And for like a little 12-year-old, it was like they had the greatest night. My little nephew got pasta jersey signed. They won. We won the bet.
Amazing.
And then the last game I want to talk about from last week was the Bucci game. John Buccigross said he was announcing, and that game went over. So
you're on it. Is that a new
good.
EBR rule?
If Bucci's calling
on a game?
Hey, if he tweets at us and he says it, he knows.
Yeah, he's on it. That's so good. Yeah, and last show I did, Merles, I did it. Well, first of all, DeBrusque, Western guy, obviously he's going to flip pucks to kids. Just those guys are the best, the Western guys. Shout out to all the people out west. Let's go.
Yeah, agreed.
Maybe a little shout out to the Oilers. Got her done last night in the hard way. But I did the show last time from LA, and when I did that, I had G on here. Pens stink. Pens suck. And yeah, he's riding his Boston wave. Life is good. Pens now on fire, are absolutely rolling. 5 wins in a row. They got the Devils tonight, Merle.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Yep.
You know about this.
I
And
know.
I'm calling the game. I'm doing color tonight. Crosby, 9-game point streak, 4 points the other night in Columbus. A hat trick, of course, with that little sick tip goal. I don't know how he does that. Like, it's unbelievable. Him and Kreider are probably the best, but
Yeah.
Sid's been doing it forever.
Yeah, I don't know who the Columbus TV guy was, but the Columbus TV guy, when Crosby did that, he's like, oh, he did it like Kreider does. I'm like, whoa. Pump the brakes, buddy. Like, come on. That's Crosby's
Kreider does
spot.
it too. Yeah, that's
he does it too,
Crosby's
but
move.
come on.
I don't know how he knows where he's putting it though. That's just the touch, the feel. Like he does that little chop. It's just unbelievable goal. But he's got 7 goals, 7 assists on a 9-game heater. Carlson's on a heater too. A few points last game as well. Gensel's on a heater as well. Jarry, before that trip, when G was chiming off about my Pens, Jarry called himself out, said, I got to be better in the media, went on that LA road trip, leads the league in shutouts. He's on fire right now. This is it. They just needed to get chemistry, G. They had a lot of new players. They're rolling right now. The third line with Eller and Zahorna and O'Connor are difference makers. They're just grinding now. They've got some pieces. Everyone's starting to settle in. Carlson's comfy. The power play, they get like 1 to 2 power plays a game. How are you going to get in a rhythm with that? Once that heats up, look
They're
out.
just not built for a playoff run, because what happens when they don't get the power plays? Then they stink. Then they lose. Then it
They
all
haven't
comes
got 'em.
crashing down.
They have the least opportunities of power play in the league right now. It's just unacceptable. The league's against them. They must talk to you. Do you email the league about penalties?
I do. I send Jen Bolano some emails too.
Hey,
But
Jen
I wanted to
Bolano, the
ask
Queen
you
of
guys.
Pittsburgh.
I wanted to ask you guys real quick. So last pod, we brought in Pasha, and we talked about Pasha's hate, just absolute hate for the Vancouver Canucks. God, does he hate the Vancouver Canucks? What did you guys think about his JT Miller take? Because he's kind of taking some heat, and it didn't help after last night either.
Yeah, Merles, you go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the analytics. I don't look that closely at the power play points and all this. He's calling him a PP merchant and stuff. I notice him out there. He scores big goals. He sets up stuff. He's a little feisty, brings energy. I have no problems with him.
Yeah, I like him. And you know what? He said he's a PP merchant. And on our group chat last night, I don't know if you saw that. I posted like NHL power play point leaders in the league. It's his guys from the Devil. It's Hughes and Brad, and Miller's like 10th. I know he got a couple last night, but he's behind those guys. So Pasha.
Got to give it to him though. He's got some bold takes. Like he puts himself out there.
You know, we'll have him on game notes here soon coming up. He's one of our main guys. Love Pasha, but you're right, G. Got to give it to him. Got to hand it to him. Got to feed it to him. Got to chirp him anytime we can.
Before we move off Crosby, I don't know. I was feeling it the other night after he got that hat trick. I wrote quickly in the comments on the Spit and Chill, like, I mean, he's the second best player of all time. Like, I just saw somebody in there writing he's top 5. Of course he's top 5. Like, how is he not 2? Like, it's Gretzky, and he keeps doing this for another couple years. Yeah. This is ridiculous. He's at this age, he's putting up this amount of points.
Yeah, he just played his 1200th game. 3 cups, 1200th game the other day on the road in California.
Gold medal.
And he's starting to pass guys I think he's tied. Who's he tied with in goals right now, G? Give me that, who he's tied with. But he's like starting to hit guys' names that are like royalty in hockey. And he's starting to climb into these lists of guys that we grew up idolizing and watching.
Mike Bossy is about to pass. Like, he's 1, 2, 3.
He's
4,
like tied with Guy Lafleur, I think.
He just passed Robitaille, Madonna. Mike Bossy's 573. He's at like 560. I think. I don't know when I got this stat from, but I noticed his gray hair went away too. You know, start winning a few games. Those gray hairs that everybody was chirping about. I know.
I got him.
They started to go away for him there.
His line is buzzing. Rust has a great start. Pens are pushing. They were out of it. Now all of a sudden in their division, they're right back in the hunt. They're right back in the mix. So Devils tonight, that's a big game. It's been fun right now in Penguins world. Didn't in last week's show too, didn't G like make a huge call out to BC, Merles?
Oh, what a mutt. What a mutt
Benny
move.
Barr tap danced on him.
Was he gonna pop on to take this from me?
Time out. Explain what call out I made to BC.
You called them up to the show and you started ringing off all their players, how great they are, all this. They went up to Orono, Maine, and got their shit pushed
I was
in
looking
by
to
Benny
the past. I wasn't looking to the future. I was saying I called them up to the show for what they'd done in that past week. That's just how it goes. How about that big Orono win, man? Maine, your boys.
They're second. They were Saturday night before those games. They were number 1 in both rankings, pairwise and RPI ranking. Now they're down to number 2 behind Quinnipiac. But I mean,
on the way
talk about a Chicklets bump.
You know what? I got to give that to G. G came on first episode game notes, Maine jersey on. And that has to be the mojo. They just need a little confidence boost hiding away up there in Maine. Nothing's around. Winter is coming. You know, that now they've got the bump, the big G bump.
I actually went back on the way out to California and I listened to the Ben Barr interview that you guys did in Tampa with Ben, and it was awesome. So if for everyone in the chat that hasn't gone out there and who hasn't listened to it yet, definitely give it a listen. It's a pretty cool insight about not only him, Benny Barr, knowing Merles, basically growing up with Merles, but coaching Cale Makar at UMass. I thought it was really good insight, but then Maine and what his plans are for Maine and where he sees that program going in the next few years. And his plan's working. It's pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, it was awesome. He had those little tiny shorts on too. Like we were in Florida, right? He had those little bitty Betty Bar shorts on. But yeah, I mean, this guy's done some magic in Maine. Merles, you called it too. You're like, watch this guy. I know this guy. He lived on my couch for 10 years. I know this guy. I know what he can do. So shout out to Benny Barr. We'll always give him love here. That interview was awesome too. He was so great on the interview. And I'm sure just like your visit, right? I'm sure they roll out the red carpet. It's not pro. So they love like they're thankful for, I guess, the spotlight on them. They're thankful and open, and it's not like, hey, get away, you guys. This is the show, you know? So I don't know. Did you feel that when you're doing your Chicklets U stuff?
Absolutely. I think, I think, and we got to get up to Orono for a Chicklets U tour, Merles. We have to. Benny was texting me about it. I think they're currently in the process of redoing their locker rooms now, or they're redoing them soon. So yeah, we have to get up there. And I think I got the Maine jersey sent to me. Basically, I think a couple of years ago, I was just like, yeah, I think Maine has the best jerseys in college hockey. And then like 3 days later, there was a Maine jersey delivered to me. So yeah, great program. And we're rooting for Benny.
Yeah, absolutely. Great jersey. So guys, last night too, Merles, I saw, we're watching the Oilers mostly because of Witt, because he's like up and down, right? He's on a roller coaster right now. He's away, but he's not saying much. Like, I'm trying to coax him over the Pens. We're all trying to feed him. The fans want to know where he's going. But last night, Merles, I'm watching this game, and it's Seattle, and it's like, oh no, they're down. I'm like, oh my God, here we go, the Oilers again. They just can't get a save, like they're running away with it. Then I see the coaches, and I see Knobloch, and I see Hackstall, and I'm going, this is like the evil bad guy twin coaching duel. Look at these guys. Look at
definitely could be brothers.
Oh my God. And so the young brother, the young evil brother, or the old fella, he had that hand up on him. The young bad guy, he figured it out. Kaner went on a tear, natural Hattie, topped it off. They come back, they win. Unbelievable comeback win. Could this be the turning point? But
that's three in a row since Witt left. I'm telling you, they're going to win 10. They're going to win 10 in a row.
Maybe we don't want them around the Pens. I don't know. Maybe I don't want them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take a poll on that. I'm gonna have to poll that out to the people. Yeah. But moving on, Buffalo too. Buffalo took a hit, Merle. I know you're a big Sabres guy.
Yeah.
They took a hit. First of all, Dylan Cousins. Is that not a fucking commercial for Game Notes if you've ever seen one?
Yeah, the big Chicklets guys, they talked about it. Like, gotta check the game notes, kid. And he was basically saying he didn't check the game notes. He looked a lot like you did against Gavin Morgan.
My eyes were welded shut, but yeah, he had the big Band-Aid on his nose. And he was just so forthright with it too. Hey, like, oh, my emotions got the best of me. I should have known better. And then he got his nose just rocked.
Pretty cool though. So we interviewed Devon Levi. I believe that's coming out next week. And he said the boys loved it. Like, we asked him about it, and he was like, man, that's exactly what we needed. That got our locker room going so much. All the boys were so pumped because they know he's not a guy that
he's out of his weight class, but he showed up, right? That's why people love that stuff.
People have thrown his name around for the next captain. Of the Sabres, and I think that's an interesting name. Doing stuff like that, it kind of shows.
The workhorse from Whitehorse. I love it. Guy's a beast. I love guys that show up like that. Thompson also is now out for extended period of time, though, Merles. These guys are in trouble.
Yeah, that's not a good guy to lose right there at all. The Sabres are a mess. And speaking of the Sabres, speaking of a guy that got his nose destroyed playing for the Sabres. Let's get our guest on here. Tim Connolly, 5th overall pick, 1999, 697 NHL games, 431 points with the Islanders, Sabres, finish it up with the Leafs. Tim Connolly, welcome to Game Notes.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
My guy. I haven't seen you in forever, buddy. I reached out to you a while ago when I saw a clip on social media. And you were McDavid before McDavid. It was just a dangle session clip. I sent it to you. I hadn't heard from you in forever. And then I saw you on that Sabres podcast with their guys. But you're like an enigma. Like, where are you? What are you doing? What's happening?
Rochester, New York. Getting back on the grid. Fell off the grid for 10 or so years. I got a lot of time to make up for. trying to get out there, do everything I can now, get involved, do alumni stuff, get back in the game.
Yeah, you did great thing this weekend, the Hockey Hall of Fame game. That's why we wanted to get on. Lundqvist, who was it else? Tom Barrasso, a couple others inducted.
Vernon.
But you played in the game with a bunch of legends. What was that like?
Yeah, that was awesome. It was. I don't even know why I was in the game. I
didn't want to say that, but
no, I'm like, how'd you get my name for this? You guys run out of players? Like everybody just said no, and she's like, no, each year bringing a few, younger retired guys, because some of these guys are getting up there, keep the pace of play up, but pace of play was about 10%.
Was it up your alley? Was it up your alley,
it
bud?
was perfect. It was perfect. Just pure floating, pure pond hockey. It was great. Loved it. Had a great time.
Whose team were you on?
I was on Team Oaks. They did playmakers versus the goal scorers.
I got him right here. I'll read off a couple names for the people out there. Adam Oates, you got Caroline Willette, Pierre Turgeon, Peter Forsberg, Larry Murphy, Julie Chu, Getzlov, Hatcher, Hemsky, Miller, Whitney, Yandel, Vincent Damfoots. Yandel, was Keith Yandel? Did he make it?
Yeah, he was great. I sat next to him in the locker room. What a great guy. Great guy. Beauty. We hung out, had some beers after the game. It was nice. Good time.
Yes. What were the festivities like? Not
a lot of festivities. It was just kind of like a day thing. Some guys were just in there for the game and then right out of there. So they didn't have anything set up. I mean, we stayed at that Weston Harbor Castle. We just kind of went back there afterwards and met in the lobby. Guys met in the lobby, had some beers, caught up, just did that. So it wasn't like a big operation. I'm sure they did for the guys that were getting inducted. But
yeah, we're getting some people in the chat here saying what a team your Sabres teams had. I remember those. That was when Buffalo was popping. You had all those guys kind of emerge. That's what I think of when I think of you until I got to play with you. Now I think of you as my old teammate with the Leafs. But tell me about some of those days, like when that was going.
Well, Merle would come in and spend, he'd just move right into Buffalo for those runs. He'd just be hanging out on Chippewa every game outside. I kind of had to avoid Merle for those runs, but those are.
I may have costed Buffalo the cup, having Connolly out after a couple of the games.
Yeah, we had to keep it pro. But the city was out of control then. I mean, sure, Merle can attest to it. It was completely out of control. It was unbelievable. And we're so close. Wish we could have done it for
those teams, you guys changed. That's when after the lockout, the game changed, and you guys were right at the front of it with all the speed and skill. You had 4 lines. I like to say you had 4 second lines. You had Drury, Briere, you, and Roy. 4. I mean, that's not. I wouldn't say first line centers. You guys were all pretty legit back then.
Yeah. We guys were exciting. Our older guys were in their prime, and then our younger guys were coming into their prime right at that same time too. And it was right after the lockout when they changed the rules. There wasn't as much clutching, grabbing, and it was more of a speed skating game, skill game. And
when you look at the screen and I look at the screen, Singsy, one of our beauties in the chat, says our noses are they're literally look at those. Look at the curves of
those are exact opposite stance. Yeah. Mine got crushed.
Yeah, so did mine. Yeah. Welcome to the league. So what are you doing now? I know you and Merle's, you grew up playing together around each other a lot, friends forever. And then are you into coaching youth hockey now? What are you doing? Your kids playing?
Yeah, I helped. Merle actually came to Rochester for a year. That was the year COVID hit too. What are the odds?
Tell me about that.
Mush.
Supposed to be here for a 2-year deal, comes in, COVID hits. So I helped out with that. He took over a team that I was already assistant coaching, youth hockey travel team. Pretty good team, had some good players. So we did that. I did that for about 3 years. Then COVID kind of ended that for me. Now I got my little 6-year-old I help out coaching now. So that's about it.
You got him hands? You got him on the hands going? You got him dangling yet?
No, he's a skater. Exact opposite. Just wants to skate around out there. Doesn't even look at the puck. Doesn't want anything to do with it. Scared of it. Just skates around. Yeah, that's it.
You gotta be able to do that.
We've tried. He wants to play goalie now, but I don't know if that's an option.
How long has he been on skates? Because I get Lily's 3.5 now, and I'm all I'm real close. I got to get her going.
He did those learn to skate programs. They just do skating really. He's doing that since he was 4. And then last year was still kind of learn to skate. This year is first mite hockey, where they're actually playing hockey.
Hey, Merles, when Sorry, TC. When you coached with Merles and you were the assistant coach, did you ever show up to any games with like coffee with whiskey in it? Because that was like my best memory of you when we were at Bahamas one time, and you came down in the morning, and I was like, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" And you're drinking a coffee, and you're like, "Try it." And I tried it. It was like a little bit of whiskey in there. I'm like, "Oh, let's go! What a day! We're off and running."
Vacation.
Yeah.
Gotta do it. Yeah, maybe.
I never heard of that.
Here and there.
I heard Bailey's and coffee, but I didn't hear like just pour the.
We must have been out of Bailey's.
Yeah.
Use that the first day of the trip.
Yeah,
that went away the first day.
So we're teeing this up, Merles, with TC on here because it'll launch him into his spitting chicklets. Hopefully,
he's not ready for real chicklets, lad. He's just coming back on the grid. We can't throw him to biz. Yeah, we can't throw him to biz yet.
Yeah.
So get him on here, quick hit, talk some shop, and then next time we're in Buffalo or maybe in Toronto for the All-Star game, we can get you up there and we get the full sit down hour and a half.
I gotta see you, buddy.
Go through his youth hockey. Yeah. If parents out there, you think your kid's good at youth hockey, like give your head a shake, and he's not, because unless he's playing 3 or 4 years up like Connolly did. He would play 3 or 4 years up. He was 81. He played with us 79, 78s, and he would still be the top scorer, best player. So that was a real youth hockey player. We'll get into that at another time, but
we want to move on.
Yeah, we got to get picks. It's a pick show.
Let's go. TC's going to stick with us for picks for tonight. Let's go to Thursday night, boys. This is what everyone waits for. You know, Merle's the big EBR guy, TC. You ever heard of that? Everybody rides, baby. Everybody rides.
I'm not a gambler anymore. I can't gamble. I just became the worst mush gambler ever.
We've always been.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I just always have been. I just finally was like, enough's enough.
Well, we used to have the guys on our youth hockey team that were bigger mushes, so we could always take them. But
yeah, take them in poker, blackjack.
Oh, the chat's rolling in some picks. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear some picks from the chat. Chat, what I want to hear before we get to Merle's picks. Here we go.
Chuck boys.
Chuck boys. Yeah, they're playing. I want to hear. I want to hear anytime goal scorer and a winner. Give me an anytime goal scorer and a winner. Let's fill them up. We'll look at them. We'll pick one. We'll review them. We'll give you some props next week when we're on as they start to roll in. But Thursday night, 9 games on the slate, boys. Merles, you're looking at 5 of them. And obviously, TC, he's boots on the ground. He's in Stockholm. This guy's a Swede. He's got the slick fitting suits. He's got the suit jackets just pinned in the back, just form fitting right over the saddlebag love handles of the dad bod. He's rolling right now. Merles, where do you want to start? You want to start with that Detroit Ottawa game?
Yep, 2.5 hours from now. I'm heading over there as soon as we're done here. That's why I got to move Connolly along here. But I'm on this game, and EBR rule. If you're in the building, you take the over, because you don't want to be sitting there and everybody's cheering for goals and you're not. So you got Reimer in net, backup goalie for Detroit. You got Ottawa, who's 10-3 on the overs. And I'm going to be in the building, so I'm on over 6.5. And I'm on Lucas Raymond this time, not Mason Raymond.
Yeah.
So that actually doesn't even count as a loss, because you couldn't have found Mason Raymond in the books. But I'm on Lucas Raymond over 0.5 point plus 105, and I'll throw it over to TC. I know he likes this.
TC, you're on this one. You got something?
What game? What are you talking about? I was just thinking of the Bills game. I just can't get the last Bills game on.
Don't get me started. I forgot about it.
I just zoned right into that when I started thinking of gambling, because I went to the game and I'm like, I got to bet on it. So
now it explains what happened. You were at the game.
Yeah, and I haven't been betting at all. I had to, though.
What are you going to do to change it up? You got to change it up for your Bills. They stink right now.
Yeah, it was not good.
You on this Detroit Ottawa game at all, Tease? You got
my wife's on it. My wife Jean's on it.
Jeannie,
you remember Jean, right? Yeah, she's on.
I love her. She's the best.
She's on Ottawa. Whoops, there goes my lights. She's on Ottawa. She's on Ottawa. Former our good friend Clarkie MacArthur, former Ottawa guy.
Shout out to Clarkie, absolutely.
Yep.
Ottawa money line minus 120. I'll give you a little. I got some insiders here. Alfie's going to be on the bench for the Sens, so that's going to give them a little extra juice.
Ooh.
And then the other thing, my Swedish insider Henrik Sjöberg from hockeynews.se gave me, the rinks. They didn't build NHL rink for them, so they're playing on the Olympic ice. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how
That's
changes.
That's a fucking joke. That ice sucks. I went out there. I'm like, why is this ice so big when I was playing there?
So I don't know. I don't know if
There's
that's going to
no way.
help my over, but yeah, it's Olympic ice.
No way.
Mm.
I got to see this. That's going to suck.
That's what my insiders are telling me. I'll get over there today with the measuring stick and check it out.
Yep. Send us pics. Send us vids. I got to hear that. I got to see that. Tease,
Little
thank
extra
you,
room for the
Jeannie.
power play.
Yeah.
Amazing with Jeannie. Amazing pick, Jeannie. Tell Jeannie we said hi, Mel, and all our kids say hi. Miss her. Hope to see you soon, buddy.
Yeah, you too. Maybe I'll make my way up to Toronto. See you guys.
Yep. When I'm up there, come see. We're in Pitt, buddy. We're in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Aren't you going to Toronto? Aren't you guys going to Toronto All-Star game?
Oh, All-Star game. Yeah. You might come up for that?
Maybe I'll drive up for a day or two. Come visit you guys. Hang out.
That's when we got to get the real interview.
Yeah.
Full interview.
I can take some notes before then. I didn't really prepare for any of this today.
No, you're good. We just wanted to see your face, big boy.
Cons, before we let you go, I do have to ask. You got to give us one Merle story from back in the day. Your absolute best Merle story that's appropriate for the pod. We'd love to hear it.
This is a live show. There's no editing.
Well, I can't. What have you heard the story about the time Merle went to the casino, lost his money? Well, I'm sure you've heard all.
Which one was that?
That's every Chicklets trip. That's every single Chicklets trip.
Yeah. So you've heard every Merle story.
Yeah.
I can't remember if he. So he went to the Turning Stone, drove up there. I don't know if he's with McMonagle.
Yep.
Drove up there, lost his standard, whatever, all the money he had on him. Realized that he had I don't know if it was like a holiday card from Easter or something for $5 that was in the holiday card in his house. So he drove all the way back, picked up the holiday card with the $5 in it, drove all the way back to the casino, played one hand, lost it, drove all the way back home.
No. I pushed the first hand, then lost on the second hand, drove back 30 minutes.
It's not a short drive. I don't know. It's like 45, 50 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, we each got $5. My mom sent me and McMonagle $5 each. We're like, go buy a Domino's pizza. Nope. Right back to the casino with it. McMonagle lost first hand. I pushed and lost.
Remember in that Bahamas trip when you lost all that money and I kept lending you money and I gave you like some chips, then you won it all back. Then you paid me back with all these chips or something. And then I went to cash in at the thing and like, they were like, oh no, this doesn't make sense. Like what's because they like track everything. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like what's going on right now?
Yeah. Okay. Clark, the one night I came home and I'm like, where's all my money? I don't have, I'm like, I know I won. I show up at the pool the next day. Clark's like, I was like, I got a lot of your chips. I'm like, what? Apparently I'd given them to him late that night to hold on to him. I'm like,
yeah, you kept giving them to him. You kept winning and giving him to him. And he just was holding them for you like your security guard. And then he had just like a giant stack of chips for you.
Yeah. Those never left the casino. Those never made it out of there. Right back.
By the way, that story was when I was 17 years old in high school. Like I have more than $5 to my name for the chat. I see some people call me a sicko.
Yeah, and then Merle goes just straight from the casino, like right to school, then straight to hockey practice. He'd be there all night. My mom, or he just wouldn't go to school because he was supposed to be living at my house. So my mom would get all these phone calls from the school, like Matt's not in school today, like where is he? Blah, blah, blah.
I just had my high school transcript out for my kid's passport in the U.S. You got to show like your transcripts, and it was my senior year. I had 21 misses for first period, 18 for second period, and then the rest of the days were like kind of normal. But that's how I'd be. Can
you imagine your attendance at the casino though? It must have been off through the roof.
His mom calling me, get to school, Matt. All right, I'm on my way. But I know, Timmy, you got two more picks. I know you like the Tampa-Chicago. Yep, he likes the Tampa-Chicago game, and he likes the Islanders-Seattle game. So
Chicago.
2 quick picks.
I like Chicago. You can't bet against Bedard right now.
Oh,
yeah, I just enjoy watching him. Just love it.
Yeah,
Kick and play. So
yeah,
and he's on a little bit of a heater right now, isn't he?
Yeah,
as of late.
He's rolling
like
lately.
He
started
off
8
games maybe or something.
Yeah, he started off just a few goals, then he settled in now, and he's just lighting it up now. Yeah, he's lighting it up. So I don't know. Maybe all our predictions on him might go. You know, I know some guys were like, oh, he'll get 50 or he'll get 40. I think I was lower than that. I was like, 30. I think I picked the under like on a 32 thing. He might be over.
It was 31, 32.
He had a little bit of a slow start to it, but now he's got all those goals. He's just gonna have so much confidence offensively, anyways.
Yeah, he's so smart, but that shot's so good too. So, what's his other game? What else was his Tees on?
The Isles. Got to go with the Isles. Merle's team and my former alumni.
Yeah, you got to take your old team. They're struggling though. Where do I got them at? They've lost 6 in a row. The Isle.
All right, well, don't take them then.
Yeah.
Nope, you're gonna bounce them back. You're gonna call them.
Both teams on a back-to-back.
Show up.
Both teams on a back-to-back. Both lost tough ways to lose. Go with your Islanders, baby.
I like it.
Does anyone in the chat remember TC as an Islander? He was like 16 years old playing in the show when he was there.
99.
Yeah, he was an
Played in the
18.
90s.
Like it was Joe Thornton played at 18, and then a couple years later Connolly, and then nobody for. It was very rare, I should say, but not like now where automatically first rounder 18 you play.
I know it's crazy now. You were a trendsetter, buddy. It's like Gretzky, then
See
Thornton,
Joe
then
Burns. Are we fading TC picks after he just told us what a mush he is? Hey,
So
that's why we're here.
I'm telling you, I can't gamble anymore because I just lose. So I really don't.
Yeah, so you're a picker. Watch this. You'll go 2-0 and
Yeah.
just be a full-time
Then I'll get
handicapper.
sucked back into it.
Yeah, you can bring it back in. Well, Merles, you're on that Florida-LA game later tonight as well.
Yep. Late night game.
what do
I
you got
know
here?
you guys will be up late. I'm looking for goals there. I'm going over 6.5. Florida's been hot, and LA can score, so I'll go
And
over
for
6.5.
For me, I'll go Florida. If I had to give you a pick, I would give you a pick to the Panthers. LA's at home. They're not that good on home ice this year to start. Florida's been playing
Florida
pretty good
5-0
hockey.
last 5.
Reinhardt's lighting it up.
He's on fire.
He's on fire right now. We got some people in here for Haggy anytime goal. Over 3.5 shots. He's going to start getting it going. But the I'm on that money line, so that's mine for Thursday night here tonight. Tease, you're a beauty.
Yeah, I'll think of some real Merle stories if you want for next time.
Yeah.
Because I didn't prepare for anything. We do a real.
I did that on purpose.
That
That was done purposely. I called him 2 minutes before this today. You got to get on game notes, so we didn't have time to think.
We'll get it going. We'll get it going up in Toronto when you come up and see us up there. All-Star game. How's that sound, buddy?
Great talking to you guys. Yeah, Army,
Thanks
we
for
got to hang
coming on,
out.
TC.
Haven't
I
seen you
know.
forever.
I know. I miss you. I love you. You're the best. Just having laughs, just hanging out with Tease. Chill. Great guy. Great career too, buddy. Great career. Love you. Yeah.
Love you guys.
Career.
There he
Amazing
goes.
career. See you, buddy.
There he goes.
There he
Timmy
is.
Connolly, one of the best guys. Sick player, though. Sick.
So sick. Do youth hockey? I'd play left wing. He's center. Just put my stick down on the ice. I'd get 90 goals. It was just I didn't have to do anything. Just put my stick down. He's playing 2 years up, 3 years up, like I said, 4 years up, and he was doing the toe drags before anybody else was doing. He was going between the legs around the defenseman before anybody else was doing them. So
He was. He was.
yeah.
I think I tweeted this thing. He was McDavid before McDavid.
Yeah,
He was going end-to-end, splitting D, looking guys off with these little like stick dangling moves.
Yep.
Unbelievable
He was
player,
sick.
great guy. Where are we going now, Mer? What we got?
Beer League Heroes. Last week's Beer League Hero was a good one. I re-listened to that one where we were talking about bring the wife or the girlfriend to the game. So I think we cleaned that part of that up. And what do you got for us this
A
week?
lot of people were adamant though about no way, never. You never bring the girls to the games. I guess it's at 11 o'clock at night. You don't really want it, but the Beer League Hero segment this week is that video of that guy. Just an electric factory that was going wild, where he was launching beers. It was all over Instagram. He comes in the dressing room. First of all, Sandstorm's on the video. I don't know what it is about Sandstorm. Gets me going. Like let's go. That was our song when I was in junior. When we won the Memmer. We won the Mem Cup.
Oh, no, you
So
always have great memories.
It just hits home. But Merles, how important is a guy like that?
Oh, I just wanted to be in that room when I saw that. Like, oh, why am I not part of that team? The only problem is I tweeted, I said it, I was like, got to have Big Deal Brew in there.
You got it, yeah.
It's the only. That's why it was a 9 out of 10. I couldn't give it 10 out of 10.
And I would say too, people are chiming him. Is it in an old Samsonite suitcase and he's not racking ice on that thing either? But a guy texted me. He's like, hey, my dad's buddies with him. And he actually, knows him really well. He's been playing beer league forever. Double knee braces too, this guy. And he gets down into a fucking rock squat. He's just ripping it. Too many seltzers in that video. He had a good mix, but he's got to get the Big Deal rolling in there. He did have the seltzers. But his electricity with the delivery of the beers, Merles, with the deep knee rock squat, double knee braces behind his back, over his head, side to side, like just showmanship on the delivery. Samsonite suitcase in the middle of the room, no ice, old school roller bag. This guy is just insane. Shout out Tyler Smith's dad's buddy of mine, Terry. Apparently that guy's name is legend of the beer league. Merles, we all need a guy like him.
Yeah, it was something to see. I'm hoping we're going to get some more videos, guys replicating that this week and next week in their beer leagues. That'll be fun to see some more of that stuff.
It would be. I love that. That's what it's all about. Chat's going wild. Subscribe. Keep subscribing. They're calling that Pilsner they had in there Saskatchewan Champagne. That's what they're calling that. That's the old Sasky beer right there. Sasky Champagne, Arm Dog. That's right, Rouse. That's right. Absolutely. But there's our beer league heroes, Mer.
Beer league heroes. All right, next up, Show or Mindsies, our favorite segment, our most popular segment, I believe. Army, going to you first for the show.
This is easy. It's Chicklets, you, Connolly and Fish, what they put together, showcasing NCAA hockey, showcasing the setups, showcasing the rooms, showcasing what it's like in there for us to see. What these student athletes go through day to day. He asked them like, where do you eat? How does this work? And I'm learning stuff from seeing this. We have the limited swipes around campus, all these food halls. I didn't even know about this shit. And then just to see like how elaborate some of these setups are, we always see on Instagram, I think, the setups of these college football programs and what they get and the dressing rooms they have and the setups they have and the gyms they have. Well, it's so cool that G's bringing it to us and we're able to see some of these college setups. And as that rolls out, I'm really looking forward to it. And I love the access that they've given you, G, but I just think this is going to be such a cool series to see for a wide range of audience, right? Like people that are older, that are fans of college hockey to, even kids like my son, 13 years old, that knows
That's
some
who
of
we're
these
doing
players.
it for.
Yeah, and like wants to see
people.
like what a recruiting tool too for some of these places to get a behind the scenes look at this. So I'm sending you to the show, G, you and Fishy, and Chicklets, you. Great idea, great program, great first show.
I do feel like I got called up to the show a little bit, being able to now like do your own series on the Chicklets platform. Feel like I've been playing in the minors forever. Finally got my call up to the show. So very excited. Fish absolutely crushed the edit. So got to give him his love there too. But I'd love to hear from the chat. Like I would love to hear from the chat right now on which schools I should go to next. We've already filmed a couple, but go comment on the Chicklets U video after this stream. Get in the comments there. Let me know which school you think I should go to next, because there's tons and tons and tons of schools out there with rich history, cool stories. That's what we're trying to showcase here. It's not always going to be the nicest, newest, best facilities. The next one we're doing is very, very cool. It's very different than the last one we did. So we want to be different every time. We want to be evolving. I want to go see where Merle's played. I want to go up to RPI. I want to see BU where Witt did it. So we have a lot of cool ideas, but it doesn't happen without all the fans, all the listeners, and in the chat just buzzing in the comments.
I just saw memes say Western University. He wants us to get up to his hometown. We'll all sleep on his pull-out couch.
We're going to do U Sports next. We should get up there and get a couple U Sports in the mix, hey?
That'd be unreal.
Get the old...
Or even doing like a locker room tour of like the WHL team you played on. Like that'd be Rebels. Cool. Be cool to go check out the Red Deer Rebels locker room. Even any like when we went in the London Knights locker room, like that was so cool. Just there's so many cool facilities and locker rooms out there. I just want to show everyone, especially that the people like me who didn't get to like the highest level I played at was high school hockey. You know what I mean? You get your own cubby, but that's it. That's the nicest you get. So to be able to see the hot tubs, the cold tubs, your own personal gyms, like all these cool things. It's really cool, I think, for the average hockey fan.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. I think it's cool too. And I think it was awesome what the head coach there said to you. Like, this is, Mike Grinnell, he's with Spin Chicklets. He's a college hockey guy. And so that's a pretty good thing to have for you, G, especially with this series coming out.
We cut it out of that video, but it was so awkward right after they did that. I didn't know what to do. Like after they gave me the couple clicks, you
were like, oh, really? Wow, cool. Thanks,
I was like,
guys.
Thanks. But what we cut, I then was like, I said to Fish, I'm like, I think I just have to go nuts. And I just started, was like, let's go, UMass! Let's go! And it was so awkward because they were kind of just like looking at me like,
they're getting ready to do
all right,
video.
buddy, like we have a video meeting. Get the fuck out of here.
They're like, is any RA's drugs?
Yeah, exactly. Like how much Adderall and Red Bull vodka did this guy drink before this?
Well,
But yeah, thank you, Army.
You're going
I
to the show.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
What do you got?
You got a show for us, G?
Oh gosh, I would say I didn't plan one, but I would call up both golf clubs that we did the Sandbaggers at this weekend in California. Del Mar Country Club and Madeiras Country Club. Unbelievable courses that are gonna come out very, very good on camera. We've already released the news. We did a Sandbagger with Sean Avery and Kevin Connolly. And then a Sandbagger with Jeremy Roenick and Timu Solani. I won't go into details on what happened in those Sandbaggers, but the golf courses, got to give them their shout out. How they accommodate us. I mean, Merles, you've been on one of these. Army, you've seen it too. There's like 15 carts. They give us waters, ice, sandwiches, everything we need. So I'm gonna call up those two and Pasha for helping putting the whole crew together and kind of setting up the Sandbaggers because that's not easy. Like getting a course that they can abide by all of our needs. The timing works for Biz, Wit, Timu, and JR. Like there's a lot of things that go into place when it comes to booking these courses. So just shout out to the courses and shout out to our
longest
team.
rounds too. So we
So
take
long.
out probably 10 tee times at least.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so yeah.
Moose Jaw 99. Moose Jaw 99 in the chat says, tip to G at some point, act like you've been there. Act like it happened before. G, he's just giving you the gears right
He's
here.
never been there. Let him be.
He never was in the call. You never played D1. Come on, Moose Jaw, baby.
Yeah.
Come on, Moose Jaw.
We'll send you to the Mindsy, Moose Jaw.
Yeah, Moose Jaw. Like
Before
just
we
like
get
me
to
on
those-
my tweets. I can't tweet.
Before we get to those Mindsies, my show was over in Sweden. It was a cool thing Frölunda did in warm-ups. All the players, they got jerseys made of like their youth hockey teams. So each guy was out there. I would have had my Syracuse Stars shirt on. You would have had your Saskatoon, I don't know, whatever you're called, Red Wings. G would have had his North Stars shirt on. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing to shout out your youth teams, and it's a good little keepsake to have as well. So I'll call Frölunda up to the show for that move.
Yeah, nice move. Nice team. Great city that they're in, too. I love going to that place. They have a McDonald's, G, right in the rink. You kidding me?
G's favorite rink of all time.
Yeah.
Wait, where?
Kidding me?
That's
Frölunda.
incredible.
So I finish a game there. Gothenburg, great city, too. I love it there. You get out of the game. I'd finish playing them. Before getting on the bus home, I'd run over and get a McDonald's meal and just get back on the bus and just mow that down.
What's your go-to McDonald's meal?
Number one. Big Mac, baby. Wow. And then I get a couple little cheeseburgers on the side in case I get a little.
You need the dollar burgers. You need to throw the dollar burgers in there.
You just add a couple in there just in case, hey, boys?
I'm about to order one right after this.
Yeah, you are. Just take a great nap after that red eye with a little bit of grease in the boiler.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. All right, we got the
Mindsies. Let's get over to the Mindsies. Who you sending down this week, Army?
Sending down. I've been tossing some things through my head. Do I look at this Compton Riggs beef going on Barstool right now, or something else that's really bugging me? Love Compton, team player. We're team guys. We're ex-athletes too. I'd probably say, hey, let's collaborate. 100%. And Compton's a beast too. Both those brands are awesome. But I'm going to have to go with, I don't know if I've done this before, but the NHL app. And I think you guys have talked about it, G, but I do color, right? I'm managing during games. I want to see stuff. We have a stats guy with us in the booth, but like, I want to see stuff. And then I want to click on stuff, a certain player. I want to click, how it brings up their personal stats page, or it used to. You could go through the lineup. It would show how many shots they have for the game. You click on their name, it goes to their page, and you can see their last 5 games history. You can see their points. You can see like their history in the league points as well. Now you can't even click on the guy's name on my phone. I can't get the stuff up on my phone. I think maybe you can do it on your computer, but when I'm grinding in there and I need it fast and I want it quick, and they mangled this app is pissing me off. Joey Galitsky and the thing, NHL app is brutal. Everyone says it's brutal. Fix the app. Help us out. We're just simple hockey people. We just want the info when we want it. It's not even like that deep dive in an info. We're not going for like analytical bullshit. We're going for like just clear top of the line stats.
I'll tell you something about that app, Army. I haven't used that app in, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. I was over in Japan playing, and I went on the NHL app to watch the highlights, and it burnt up my phone. My phone got so hot. It got hot to the touch. I tried putting it in the refrigerator, like cool it down, completely burnt it up. Never recovered anything from it. Lost all my info, all my pictures. So I've never gone near the NHL app since then. So I don't know what you're talking about, but that app is
you
a
had
no-go
like
for me.
You had like an Inspector Gadget. This app will self-destruct. It blew your phone up.
Yeah. That's how bad your picks are. Like the Japanese government had to go in there and be like, no more, Merles. Blow this phone up.
Oh, on another thing too. If I go to the NHL app, which you used to be able to go click watch, and if you had the program, you had the package, you could watch the games. Now it says you can't watch it here. It used to say that. Now you have to go to ESPN and you're bouncing around all over the place. Why can't I go on the NHL app, click watch, and it directs me to the game at the other app? I don't give a shit. Just make it easier. Aren't you a partner? Can't we make this simpler for me or you or us? I don't get it. Why is it so hard? I can't get stats. I can't watch games. I got to click around on 100 different things. And then when it's on the NHL network, if I'm not home and I try to watch it, how do you watch it on the NHL network if you're not like...
RA's been bitching about that for years. The NHL network needs a streaming app.
They need it. If you're putting them on there and I can't get them anywhere else, I got to see it.
Or at least, if the NHL network doesn't have it, connect it with the NHL app. It's got to be there somehow.
Connect it. Partner up. Play the game. Make it easy. Love your fans.
I love that. I love that, Mindsies. G, you got anything you send down to the Mindsies from your trip, maybe? Or
speaking of making it easy, the people I sat next to on the flight here did not make it easy at all for me to not fucking strangle them. The guy next to me, he smelled so bad. It was, look, I can deal with like, a smelly dude sitting next to me, but this guy, the second he walked on the plane, I'm like, no, this guy looked like he hasn't showered in weeks. I'm like, no. Comes and sits right next to me. He stunk. I couldn't take a deep breath the whole flight. It was terrible. And he kept elbowing me the whole time, nudging me. And he didn't speak much English either, so I couldn't really say anything to him to like rebuttal with like, dude, stop fucking elbowing me. And then the guy next to him was doing voice memos the whole time. So like he was like writing notes to himself, but he was talking. So he's like basically journaling in his phone throughout the whole flight. Also in a different language. So it's not even like I could like understand what he was saying. Maybe if I could understand what he was saying, I'd be like, oh, this guy's telling a pretty good story right now. He had a tough weekend, but just, I didn't understand what he was saying. So flight etiquette is what I'm setting to the Mindsies. You got to have better flight etiquette moving forward because you got to think of the other people there too, you know?
Merles, you should do a blog about that. That's up your alley.
I got it in my notes, and I was thinking of making that as like game notes rules of travel this year and have a different rule each one because there's some craziness that I've seen in my day. And I got a buddy that likes this. Every time he gets on a flight, he'll text me. He goes, got the stripes on in the whistle. Because he'll referee these people. When they're trying to shove 3 bags up in there, he'll be like, no. You get one up there, you put one on your lap, you put one underneath. And then when the guy tries to walk past you off, he'll throw his arm out there and stand right up.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that etiquette. How do you, where are you going?
Yeah. What a genius job, an airline referee. Like, I would love if someone, like, so as I was getting off the plane, a lady and 2 of her kids cut me, right? I didn't have, and I hate when people cut me when they're getting off the plane. They were like 3 rows back, but I didn't have the balls to say anything to this woman and her 3 kids. But if there was a referee who just came in and just started blowing his whistle and was like, no, illegal. That's wrong. You can't do that. That'd be incredible.
Yeah, I might have to try that next time we're all on the flight together. I'll bring a jersey and a whistle and just and coach everybody up.
Chicklets Air, you make the rules.
There it is. Chicklets Air for the Stanley Cup final.
Gee.
I think we're going to Vegas again, by the way, the way they're looking at it.
Yeah. G's brain is mush from a friggin' red eye, and he brings up Chicklets Air from Merle's idea from the final when all our brains were mush as well.
I always have Chicklets Air on my mind, baby.
Yeah, what an idea!
That's what will retire us someday.
This flight etiquette thing is actually a call by G, because I mean it's just the self-awareness of people is out of their mind. I seen Laura popped up. The worst people take their shoes and socks off on a bird. Like, is that a thing? What the fuck are you thinking?
And I've had him. The foot shows up next to you on your armrest from behind with no sock on. You're like, what the hell is this?
Oh, I gotta be honest, boys. God. I gotta be honest. I kicked my shoes off on this last flight. I had to.
No socks?
No, I had socks on, but
okay, that's
I
all
kicked
right.
That's
all right. But I mean, I tell you what was good during COVID when you wore the mask. It did take away from some of the bad smells and stuff. But
yeah, was the smell headache smell, G, or was it like squinted face, like holy shit, man? Face?
No, it was headache type smell. It was like
you were just sitting in it, your head was hurting because it was just overtaking.
Yeah, like I felt like even if the guy took a shower, I don't think that smell was going away.
Oh, that's
you know what I hate when somebody does like dust the place, and I'm like, oh no, they're gonna think it's me. Like there's only like two guys around, or I'm like, oh, they're gonna think it's me. Like, how do I'll like make a point of like, oh, it stinks. Like, who?
Yeah, if you're the first guy that does it though, they think it's you too. So you got to play certain games. Like it's a battle.
It's a battle.
It's a battle.
All right, we'll move on from that one. My mindsies, it's something been bothering me a little bit, and I don't understand it. I meant to ask Benny and Monty about it. How do these coaches never celebrate goals? Like, you know, when they show the bench on these NHL games, the coach is always just a statue. Some of these goals are huge goals, and they're still like I want to see a little emotion. I don't know if there's a science behind it that if you show the emotion, the players will get too emotional and you lose track of the game plan. But every time I see it, it drives me nuts when they're just standing there.
Yeah, you want to see them losing their minds to the point where like the other coaches come over, they're losing their minds too because they're feeding off the head guy, and they're all in their suits and they give the awkward high five where they miss because they're going so crazy.
Oh, maybe that's why though. Maybe they wanted that awkward high five.
Yeah. Who's the craziest celebratory coach in the chat? Give us that. Things that you remember, guys losing their shit, going crazy. Because I agree. I love the shot of the bench on a big goal, and you see everyone sitting and watching. You see them slowly rise to their feet. They can sense something's coming, and then it's just an explosion, but the coaches go nuts. We got Torts here, certified wings guy. By the way, Torts, shout out Torts, wearing the zip-up jacket. He just said, fuck it to the suit. He doesn't wear a suit. He doesn't have the tie. He might have the tie underneath, but he just does a zip-up winter coat.
Yeah, what's the deal? How do you get away with that anymore? Just because he's so old?
He doesn't give a shit. He's going zip-up coat. Paul Maurice, fiery guy. He gets the fist pump going. I like that. Torts is nuts, hey? I got to watch for Torts going crazy. I love that.
Cronin.
Great point, actually.
Cronin's doing a great job.
A lot of people saying Dean Evison in Minnesota.
Okay. Yeah,
oh, no, they're just saying he stares deeper.
Just gets into it. Yeah, because he has like an intimidating stare down. He's the stare down guy, Evison. He loves it.
John Cooper
has
a
some
lot
big sellies. Yeah. Chat's blowing up. Good call with that. Let's see some.
I'm going to be watching tonight. I'm going to be watching these coaches tonight.
Riley Miller, Torch is turning the Flyers around. They just look hard working. They look hard. They look tough to play against. Like they're on you. They're making things happen. So, but
Rear Admiral.
Merle,
I was a fiery coach when I was into it.
Oh, I saw RA was giving out some picks earlier in the chat too. We got to get him back. Yeah. Oh, here he is.
We got to get him on as a guest.
Yeah, RA's there with me over in the matinee. Swedish matinee.
I love it, RA. Thanks for tuning in. I seen Memesies in here too. We got all boys going. I love it. But let's move on now. Off of Thursday, off of show Mindsies. We're moving on now, Merles. We're into the weekend. Hello, it's Friday. Friday's games, we've got 3 of them. Leafs, Detroit for you in the afternoon. There in Stockholm. And moving on to Buffalo and Winnipeg, Florida, Anaheim. And looking at the slate of games that you're talking about this game on Friday. You're obviously Friday. Boots on the ground.
we'll try to go through this quick. We're running up to an hour now, but Friday, I got Toronto at Detroit, boots on the ground. I'm on the Wings. I'm a Wings guy. I'm not on them tonight, first game, but tomorrow night I'm going to be on them. I think maybe the second game on the big ice. Second game, the booze is sweat out. They're going to have the upper hand on the Leafs for that. So I got money line there. Second game is your Jets. You love your Jets.
Jets.
The Jets at home. I love them at home. Sabres going up there. They're not the type of team that can go into Winnipeg and win. So I'll take Winnipeg Jets money line.
Yep.
And what was the third game up there on Friday?
You just had two.
Two.
You
All
just
right.
had
So
two for me. But it's Florida, Anaheim. Two good teams, too.
Okay.
Florida will be going back to back.
Yeah, I'm not touching that one. I won't
Don't touch that
one.
one.
I'm not.
I do
that
like
one.
the Jets. Biz gave some love to the Jets. I picked the Jets to win their division. Biz is seeing it. He's liking Kyle Connor's a beast right there. Joe Burns chiming in the chat. These guys are sneaky. This Jets team is sneaky.
Connors, yeah, he's a sniper.
Connors is lighting it up, of course. He's a flying tomato. There's a redhead just zipping around out there. He's like the medium player in ice hockey, the old Nintendo video game. He's a tall, skinny guy just buzzing around, sick bits. Just a sniper. But I like that. If I had to pick with you, I'd roll with you with that money line with the Jets for sure. Saturday slate of games. Merle, you good on Friday?
Friday good. Saturday, real early game. Take note that Minnesota-Ottawa is, I believe, 11 a.m. Eastern time. So it's going to be 5 p.m. here. I will be there. I'll be boots on the ground. Again, I'm going with the team that's going to be playing their second game on the big ice. I'm going to be on Ottawa, money line, -110. Boots on the ground. I will see how these first two games go on the big ice if I'll nibble the over there. Those are both good over teams. But for now, Ottawa money line, and then I'm back on Edmonton. I'm going to take Edmonton every game until they lose, and I want them to win. I want them to win 10 in a row to just show Whit once and for all he is the mush of all mushes.
He's the mush of all mushes. I love that. Edmonton, maybe this is a game the other day, too, that just is insane. Saturday night, 13 games. Merle's on a couple of them, boots on the ground. Oilers, he's riding Oilers hard. I like that Vancouver, Seattle later. I don't know how you don't go Vancouver or at least go maybe the over in that one as well. I'll be interested to see. Ice has been running hot, too, hey? Ice?
Mr. Ice.
Holy shit.
Unbelievable. I had a rough night on there. I had 3 ways that didn't win, but he won again. He's 4-0 when I've come on the show. So I think I have my slot confirmed, but I made a huge mistake not taking the Avs. I usually have my Avs jersey on when I go on his show and always take them, and they produce for us, but I forgot my Avs jersey at home, and I made the Oilers won, but just not in regulation.
Brian Scudder, EBR crew rides with Captain Merles. Let's go. That cap.
I need a Captain Morgan right now.
You will soon. You're heading to the game here right away. Those are your picks for Saturday's games. Write them down, visit them, rewatch the show if you lost them. This is into the weekend. We're moving on now to Sunday, 5 games Sunday, an even earlier game, Merles, 8 a.m. Eastern time for us out here out east, even crazier for out west. What are you looking at here for these games? I've got you down Toronto, Minnesota, Buffalo, Chicago. Those are the games out of the 5 you're looking at.
Yep. First game, Toronto, Minnesota, 2 p.m. here. Early game. I'm on over 6.5. Last game here, Sunday afternoon. I would not be surprised the boys go out Saturday night in Stockholm, have a few too many. Ends up a little later than they thought. And it's a loose game on Sunday as everyone's on their way out of here. And then the game a little later, we just talked to Buffalo Sabre, Tim Connolly. Buffalo at Chicago. He loves Chicago. He loves watching Bedard. I'm on over 6.5 in that game too. So Sunday, 2 overs.
I'm with you. I like that. I see Riggs eyes on here. He said in the chat, what do you say? Money line Chicago against Sabres. I would pick that same thing too. What do I see here? I see also Austin Matthews, 2 goals. Where did I see that? Plus 560. Oh, Singsy. Hello, Singsy. Singsy's working the chat, getting his fellow chatters all buzzed up here.
I see boys. Boys, before we wrap up the show, I know you guys still have a little bit more. I have to show you this. Memesy has already gone to town on you guys, and you, Army in particular. So I got to show you.
What the hell's he doing? Oh my God, it's like looking in a mirror, Memesy. That is so funny. I gotta send that to TC. I don't think does TC have social media? I don't even think Timmy has it.
He had MySpace back in the day. That was the end of him.
We were on Hackstall and Knobloch looking the same, and then Memesy's a genius.
He's the GOAT.
The GOAT. Unbelievably talented, creative dude is Memesy. I love it. There it is, Merles. That's it. That's
I'm
Sunday.
looking also. Speaking of bald guys, our Vegas insider Miggs. He's over in Uzbekistan right now. He's there. He is. There he is. He's looking at this team called Humo in the Kazakh league. He thinks he's going to bet the overs on those or something. But I haven't touched Vegas. I really like Vegas, but I'm not going to do anything until I get the inside scoops from him. But I see them at Pittsburgh on Sunday. Is that a game you're going to be at?
I'll be there. I'll be working it. Yeah.
Okay,
I'll be dominating.
So I'll tune in just to listen to you. I probably won't bet that game, but that's an interesting game for me to watch there. Vegas at Pitt on Sunday.
Tune in.
One more note: Edmonton plays again Tuesday. So as long as they keep winning, I'll be on them it's Monday night, Tuesday 1 a.m. here. I'll be on the Oilers until they lose, just so everybody knows.
Oh, you're riding them hard.
I'll be on them every game until they lose.
I don't blame you.
I really want Witt to go down on this one.
Yeah, he's going down hard. And you know what? It's like a blackjack hand, though, Merles, right? When you sit down and you're in one, you just keep riding. You just keep riding until you lose.
Ride the run, baby.
Now time for a new. Oh, here we go. Brian Scudder, Crosby, Keller, Kucherov, anytime goal scorer. Little parlay right there, almost Laura-esque, if I must say, from Brian. Is that Scudder? Scudder.
Scuds?
Scooter. Scudsy. We had Scudsy in the chat. Let's go, Scudsy. Now we're going to move on, though, Merles, to a new segment that we like to call Merle's Mixer. You have a nice little story for us anyway.
Yeah, Merle's Mixer. We'll have some stats and maybe a little story. First stat I got for you. They've had 38 games outside North America, the NHL. So they're going to have 4 more this week. Of the 38, only 14 have gone over. So that's interesting. And also I found real interesting, first time Toronto Maple Leafs have played outside North America. All right, so I didn't know that.
That's big.
Yep. And then last week, if you remember, we were talking about the hardest shots. Look what Philip Hronek did last night, 107.9. He wanted to be included on our list, so he let one rip last night. And I already talked about a few of the stats. Teams doing well. Teams doing bad. Jackets have lost 10 of 11. The Preds have lost 6 of 7. Isles 0-6, so keep fading those teams. They're in tough shape. It looks like they're tanking. And the last one is a little story. It's a sad story. Our town, Troy, New York, we lost a big hockey guy, Billy Anslow, this week to a brain tumor. He was a true beer league guy, like slashing you after the game, but first guy buying you a beer. He worked the penalty box recently at RPI. He's been working the penalty boxes there for years. And before that, he always did the off-ice stuff in the penalty boxes for the Albany River Rats. So great guy, Ranger fan. He would love me telling this story. I wish I told this story where he could have heard it, but it was my first ever NHL exhibition game, and it was Pittsburgh versus New Jersey. It was in Albany, my hometown. And I get the call. I'm in the game, and I'm sitting on the bench. We score a goal. All of a sudden, I get the second assist. I'm like, oh, that's weird. I'm not even on the ice. We score another goal. I get the second assist again. They're saying, I'm like, this is weird. I don't understand why I'm getting these assists. You know, I eventually did score a goal, not a big deal. So I think we might have won 4-2. After the game, I had a goal and 3 assists. I'm leading the entire NHL in preseason scoring. And everybody's like, what is going on here? And come to find out, it was Billy Anslow was over there, and he was the one filling out the sheet. So anytime there was an opening, he put my name in there.
Oh, it's an unbelievable story.
Yeah,
that is unbelievable, Merles.
He tried to make me make the team. I think 2 days later I got sent to Wilkes-Barre. But Billy, rest in peace. Great hockey guy. He's going to be missed. He was my uncle's best friend, and then I just knew him through hockey and stuff. But he was a fan of us, and we'll miss him.
That's a great story. Yeah, thoughts and prayers to them and the family. A real hockey lifer, if you will. Love the game, obviously. So that's a great story to share. And thinking of their friends and family. Thank you, Merles. Off you go. Off you go,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah, I got to get out there.
He's heading over to the game. What do they call that rink now? It's
so
not
it used
the
to be the
Globe.
Globe, and now it's
Yeah.
Avicii Arena. It's named after
Avicii.
Avicii. So it's going to be, I'm interested to see what it's like for the NHL. I've played, their SHL teams playing a rink next to it. They don't play in there because the rent was too expensive for normal games. So if there's a big like rivalry game, the two Stockholm teams playing, they'll move into that rink because then it's worth selling out. So I've never really been in there for much hockey action, but I'm going to head over now if anybody's there. I'm going to try to grab a beer outside the arena. There's a couple bars I put on the blog. I'll sniff around and
follow Merle's on Twitter. He's blogging all these stuff. Barstoolsports.com. You can find all of his blogs about the coverage of the tournament. He's posting videos, so follow him there and you can see all that content there.
Yeah, I want to get some man on the street with some Leafs fans over here and ask them about biz.
Yeah,
so
you'll be awesome. I'm excited for you, buddy. This is awesome. Going to be a great weekend for you. Boots on the ground in Stockholm at Avicii Arena for all the games. You're the best, Merles. Thanks for making it work. I know you're not in your usual setup, but we grinded, made it work, and off you go. I want to remind everybody as well to subscribe to the Chicklets YouTube page. That's big. Click subscribe, favorite it, all that kind of stuff. And don't be like Dylan Cousins, Merles. Just make sure you always check the game notes, all right? Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. Let's go.